I think the greatest theft happening in the world today isn't financial. It's attentional. And most people don't even realize it's happening because every day we're giving away the most valuable resource we possess, our attention. And wherever attention goes, energy follows. And wherever energy flows, life gets created. Welcome back to More Than a Label. I'm your host, Caitlin Rose, and today there are entire industries competing for one thing. You guessed it, your attention. Social media, news, streaming, advertising. Their business model is simple. The longer they keep your attention, the more money they make. You are not the customer. Your attention is the product. Let that sink in for a moment. The most valuable corporations in the world are built on capturing and monetizing human attention. Let's talk about what's happening in your brain, because I think many people believe they're struggling with focus because they're lazy or unmotivated or simply just lacking discipline. But that's not what the science says. The human brain evolved in environments with remarkably limited stimuli. For most of human history, your ancestors weren't navigating notifications, social media, emails, text messages, streaming services, news, alerts, AI tools, and thousands of advertisements every day. Bam, 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 bam. Their attention had far fewer demands. Today, we're living in the most attention-fragmented period in human history. Your brain is constantly being asked to shift. Look here, now here, now here. Check this, respond to that, watch this, don't miss that. And while it feels normal because we've become accustomed to it, your nervous system is paying a price, man. Research in cognitive neuroscience has repeatedly shown that what we call multitasking is actually task switching. The brain is not performing multiple complex tasks simultaneously. It's rapidly switching attention between them. And every switch has a cost. Researchers call this the switching cost. Every time you interrupt one task to focus on another, the brain burns additional energy, reorienting itself. That might sound insignificant, but over the course of a day, those costs accumulate. Attention becomes fragmented. Mental fatigue increases. Working memory decreases. Stress increases, and productivity actually begins to decline. In other words, the more multitasking you do, the less effective you actually become. Think about that for a moment. One of the most celebrated skills in modern culture is actually one of the biggest drains in cognitive performance. Pretty silly. The people who appear to be getting more done often aren't really getting more at all. They're just switching faster. And eventually, the brain reaches a point where it struggles to maintain clarity anymore. This is where brain fog begins. And this is where overwhelm begins. This is where people start saying, gosh, I just can't focus. I can't think clearly. I feel mentally exhausted. Not because they're broken, because their attention has been divided into 1,000 tiny little pieces. And attention is energy. Every place your attention goes, your energy follows. So now let's go one layer deeper, because there's another player involved here, dopamine. And dopamine is wildly misunderstood. Most people think dopamine is the chemical of happiness. It's not. Dopamine is the chemical of anticipation. It's what drives seeking, wanting, checking, looking, searching, wondering what comes next. Every notification, every message, every scroll, every refresh creates the possibility of reward. And your brain loves possibility because possibility creates anticipation. And anticipation releases dopamine, which is why you check your phone without thinking, which is why you open social media when you're bored. This is also why you find yourself reaching for stimulation automatically. It's not weakness, it's conditioning. Technology companies understand this incredibly well, and they use it to their advantage. Their business model depends on capturing and holding your attention. The longer you stay engaged, the more valuable your attention becomes, which means every platform is competing for the same thing: your awareness, your focus, your consciousness. The real superpower, and this is where I think we've been taught something completely backwards. We've been told that multitasking is a superpower and that being busy is productive, that constant responsiveness is success. But neuroscience suggests the opposite. The real superpower is sustained attention, the ability to focus deeply in on one thing, one conversation, one idea, one task, one moment at a time, without constantly being pulled away. The ability is becoming increasingly rare. And because it's becoming increasingly rare, it's becoming increasingly valuable. Deep work creates mastery. Presence creates connection. Focused attention creates insight. And spiritually speaking, focused attention creates awareness. The mystics knew this. The sages knew this. Meditation was never about emptying the mind. It was about training attention, learning to direct consciousness intentionally instead of allowing it to be hijacked by every passing distraction. Because wherever your attention goes, your reality eventually follows. And if attention is the currency of consciousness, then learning to reclaim your attention may be one of the most powerful acts of self-mastery available in the modern world. This is where I think the conversation gets really interesting, because long before neuroscience began studying attention, focus, and cognition, spiritual traditions understood that attention was one of the most powerful forces available to human beings. Meditation is purely attention training. Prayer is also attention training. Visualization is attention training. Manifestation is, you guessed it, attention training. Even contemplation is attention training. Different practices, same principle. Learning how to consciously direct awareness. And I don't think that's a coincidence, because wherever attention goes, energy follows. And wherever energy flows, something begins to grow. This idea appears throughout ancient wisdom traditions, but it's especially present in Hermetic teachings. One of the foundational principles of Hermetics is the principle of mentalism. The all is mind, the universe is mental. Many people interpret this as your thoughts create your reality. And while that's pretty true, I think there's actually a deeper layer here, because before a thought can shape your reality, it must first receive your attention. Attention is what energizes the thought. Attention is what gives ideas momentum. Attention is what transforms possibility into experience. I mean, think about it. Two people can experience the exact same circumstance. One focuses on opportunity, one focuses on limitation. One might see possibility while the other sees proof that life is unfair. The circumstances can be identical, but the attention is different, and eventually their realities begin to diverge. Not because the universe is playing favorites, because attention influences perception. Perception influences meaning, and meaning influences action, and action, yes, influences results. This is why intention is so much more powerful than most people realize. Attention isn't merely psychological, it's creative, it's alchemical. The alchemy of attention, the ancient alchemists weren't simply trying to transform lead into gold. They were describing a process of consciousness. Lead represented unconsciousness. fear, conditioning, survival. Gold represented wisdom, awareness, mastery, creation. And the transformation from lead to gold begins with attention, because whatever remains unconscious controls you. Whatever receives conscious attention can be transformed. That's alchemy, not changing the world outside of you first, changing your relationship to it, which is why attention is one of the most powerful spiritual tools available. Attention turns unconscious patterns into conscious choices. Attention turns reaction into creation. Attention turns survival into self-mastery. Now, here's where this becomes incredibly relevant today. If attention is creative force, what happens when your attention is constantly fragmented? What happens when your awareness is pulled in 1,000 directions every single day? News, algorithms, notifications, advertising, social media. There's fear, comparison, outrage, distraction. The problem isn't simply that we're distracted. The problem is that we're unconsciously creating from distraction. We're feeding energy into things we never consciously even chose. And over time, whatever consistently receives attention begins to shape identity, which is why so many people feel disconnected from themselves. Not because they lost themselves, because they haven't spent enough time with themselves. I mean, their attention has literally been outsourced. Their awareness has been rented out. Their focus has become fragmented, and fragmented attention creates fragmented identity. This is where I disagree with a lot of manifestation teachings, the mainstream ones anyways. Most people believe manifestation begins with thought, and I don't think so. I think manifestation begins one level deeper than that. It begins with attention, because before something becomes a belief, it receives attention. Before it becomes an emotion, it receives attention. Before it becomes an identity, it receives, yes, attention. And before it becomes reality, it receives attention. Attention is the first investment you make in any future, which means every day you're already manifesting something. The question is, what are you feeding? Are you feeding your fear, comparison, chaos, scarcity, or possibility, purpose, truth, and creation? Because your future is quietly being built by whatever currently owns your attention. And if Hermetics teaches us anything, it's that conscious creation begins with conscious awareness. Whatever consistently receives your attention grows, fear grows, drama grows, but purpose grows and peace grows. Attention is the water that feeds your future. So ask yourself, who owns my attention? Me or algorithms? What am I feeding every day? Because your future is quietly being built by whatever currently owns your focus. And reclaiming your attention may be one of the most spiritual acts available in the modern world. The world wants your attention, but your soul wants your awareness. And there is a difference. The people who thrive in the future won't be the people who know the most. They'll be the people who know where to place their attention, because attention is power, and power begins within. As always, be more than a label and embody your divine soul.